The trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth dropped recently, and I thought it would be a good time to give my thoughts on it. Jurassic Park is a franchise that didn't need to be a franchise in the first place. Currently, it's in the state that Star Wars was in 2019, maybe because they had the same writer. In fact, both franchises' journey are practically the same. Here, let me show you. A story is created with a coherent beginning, middle, and end that wraps it up in a satisfying conclusion and is beloved by millions. A few years go by and a few more movies come out, not being anywhere near as good as before, but having their own fan bases. Then even more time passes and a new modernized trilogy comes out, with the first one being almost a carbon copy of the original. It could be a shitty remake. The second one being so far removed from the first, introducing new insane ideas that will never be followed up on, and being one that begins the downfall. And finally, a third one that has to pick up the pieces from the previous one while simultaneously trying to provide a satisfying conclusion and introducing more insane new things, ending with the destruction and the new franchise lore. Hell, both even brought back the legacy characters and completely ruined them. Now to the present, where currently they're trying again, going back to the roots of the franchise with the writer of the original and a director who has experience in monster movies. There's only one problem. The concept is old by this point. The reason the first Jurassic Park did the best was for the first half you feel a sense of amazement as the Brachiosaurus comes on screen for the first time. And this feeling is kept up until the T-Rex attack, where it brilliantly pulls off a switch that turns it into a full-blown horror movie and keeps the tone till the end, bringing the wonder aspect with a touch at the end when the T-Rex triumphantly roars with the banner falling around him. The reason no sequel is needed is because you can make us feel fear all you like, but you can only show us a dinosaur for the first time once. Hell, Jurassic World even comments on this.
No one's impressed by a dinosaur anymore.
The sequel, The Lost World, can't and doesn't even try to recapture the wonder. It just dives straight into the horror and doesn't stop. And also, there's only so many times you can say there's another island with different dinosaurs on it. The Lost World has no theme, no message, and its protagonist, Ian Malcolm, is exactly the same as he was in the first movie and doesn't go through any arc like Alan Grant did before, changing from the man who hated kids and computers at the beginning. Jurassic Park 3 tries to rectify this and improves on it a little, except of course.
Alan!
The introduction of the Spinosaurus in this film as being more powerful than the T-Rex is a good idea, but they didn't learn their lesson here and kept doing this over and over. And while this film has a theme to it, it doesn't really go beyond family matters. It also doesn't have the film is barely over an hour and 30 and kills off most of the new cast before the 25-minute mark, and the ones that do survive are totally uninteresting and annoying. Jurassic World is the Force Awakens of the franchise, carbon copying the original film and rehashing the same basic plot. It has some new dinosaurs, sure, but they also copy the even bigger dinosaur plot from the Spinosaurus, instead making it crazier by having the I-Rex be genetically designed and have 14 different species combined into one massive hybrid, ending in a quick dinosaur fight in which the T-Rex is completely nerfed and it takes one of the new dinosaurs to finally bring the I-Rex down. It also doesn't help the raptors are turned into dogs, essentially. Fallen Kingdom is all over the place, this time making the T-Rex a glorified cameo and pushing focus to the dog raptor who has to fight discount I-Rex at the end. Or also the original island is exploding and the dinosaurs are being auctioned, and this new Indoraptor is like controlled by laser gun. It's really weird. Also, Ian Malcolm is here for like 2 minutes in a courtroom. The only good part of this film is the prologue, which has nothing to do with anything pretty much. Finally, Dominion takes away most of the horror and dials up the Jason Bourne/Indiana Jones action, introducing even more characters along with the legacy cast, none of which die by the way, and made the majority of the movie not about dinosaurs but giant locusts. Oh, and also, they try and make the bigger dinosaur thing again, but said dinosaur appears in 3 brief scenes, most of which being at the end where it's easily disposed of despite not having any malicious intent. Now this trailer. Where do I begin? It looks like they haven't learned anything, if I'm being honest. Plot is there's yet another island, and they need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs for reasons. But things go wrong, and they need to get off the island. This is the Lost World levels of writing. Oh wait, David Koepp wrote The Lost World as well, not just the first one. No one seems to be pointing that out. Scarlett Johansson as the lead is fine casting, but how many times have we seen the badass action girl adventurer type, especially in this day and age? Then there's the timid scientist who thinks they shouldn't be doing this and will most likely get tossed around and be a manzel in distress for Scarlett to save. Then there's Mahershala Ali as a mercenary who's hired help, and the super obvious evil businessman type played by Rupert Friend. Extremely generic cardboard cutout characters. I'm sensing a lot of parallels to Ray Finn and Poe, if I'm being honest. Now, let's talk about the dinosaurs. First of all of a sudden they need to be scientifically accurate because of new developments. The most criminal of these being the Quetzalcoatlus and the Spinosaurus. Yes, there's 3. My problem with this is that in 1993 they had the best scientific evidence and accuracy at the time. So when real-world advancements come out, you don't need to adhere to them because it's a fictional narrative, no matter how many scientists cry about it. It's meant to be entertaining, not a lesson. You want a feel-good, scientifically accurate thing about dinosaurs? shows, go watch Prehistoric Planet. Speaking of, the Quetzalcoatlus looks like an plucked right out of that show. And as for the Spinosauruses, God almighty did they do them dirty. Sure, more recent developments have shown they were more crocodilian, but that doesn't mean you need to enforce that here. They already had the first Spino swim to get to the boat before, now they're smaller and look like enhanced crocodiles. This thing here looks like it could kill a T-Rex. This does not. I'm fine with the colour changes, that's what they've done for the T-Rex for years, and again here giving it a tiger-like pattern, retaining the original design. Same for the Mosasaurus and the Dilophosaurus, it's the same thing, just with different colours and one's a bit bigger. I can only assume as well for the raptors, although we only see one's feet here. Hopefully they're actually terrifying and getting to puppy dogs. Then we have this damn abomination. People are calling this thing the D-Rex. It apparently has 4 arms and no eyes. It looks like King Kong had sex with the Queen Xenomorph or something and made this thing. Once again, it's an example of the creators not learning. Once again, we have a hybrid that's supposed to be stronger than the T-Rex and is the main threat. God knows why this thing even exists. There's only so much you can do with this before it runs dry. There's only so many times you can say, oh, by the way, there's another island. It doesn't matter if you have the original writer or not. This does not look good. As happy as I am to see the Spino back, I have a fear they're going to be severely nerfed. The same goes for the T-Rex. On top of all of this is the fact that this is releasing mere weeks apart from Superman and the Fantastic Four, only one of which I think will be decent. I'll obviously review when it comes out, but as of right now, things aren't looking too good. So, until the pestilence strikes, I am the Plague Doctor.